Walorski wants people to report that damage when they get back home and see what's going on, so city officials can report that for federal aid to come and request for the area. Cars submerged and homes partially underwater. Republican Congresswoman Jackie Walorski says she'll seek federal help after checking out the streets firsthand.
This is when the work begins. As the waters are receding and the damage will be more visible, we want to make the case to bring federal dollars in here. This water is moving so fast.
Walorski urges people to report damage to their homes to get an exact idea of how much federal aid is needed. She says the reality of the damage will come after the water has returned to normal.
We're going to see debris. We're going to see massive amount of cleanup. We're going to see for the first time, for example, inside of schools here in Elkhart. We're going to see inside of businesses that are shut down right now.
We're coming in here with kayaks and things to get...
Oh my God.
Walorski says she's never seen flooding this bad here. She says it'll go in the history books along with the blizzard of 1978.
That's the big weather event that we all kind of set a standard by. I think we're going to be talking about the flood of 2018.
Rescue crews are still helping people out of homes. Many residents on 6th Street in Elkhart call this street the Hole because of its history of flooding.
I owned a house down there, and I just sold it not too long ago, and I'm glad I did. Houses back down there are going to have to be tore down because of the water damage inside your basement.
Some people have worked to help protect homes. Students from several schools spent their day filling and handing out sandbags in Northside Middle School.
The mayor called me and said we need help sandbags if you can get groups out to do that. So this is where we ended up here at 3 o'clock, and we've been here ever since making sandbags.
The kids will be back tomorrow at the middle school handing out bags starting at 4. As for the water damage, Walorski says people will have 30 days after the disaster ends to report any uninsured damage to the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. We do have a link to the damage assessment questionnaire on our website, WSBT.com. You can click right on this story for that. Live in Elkhart, DJ Manu, WSBT 22 News.
The South Bend Wastewater Treatment Facility is back open tonight. Flooding forced it to shut down earlier today. It's running at a limited capacity, though. Anything the plant can't process will end up in the river. City leaders say any sewage entering the river is diluted, just 1 drop for every 500 drops of river water. But some people are concerned that might end up in their basement. John Reynolds has nearly 2 feet of brown water in his basement.
I won't be concerned unless I catch something from it.
Do you think you might?
You never can tell. If I suck my fingers, I might.
Elkhart officials say the flooding there has not impacted their wastewater treatment plant, but they do say floodwaters may cause sewers to back up into basements near the St. Joseph and Elkhart rivers. The wastewater treatment plant in Niles was also dealing with flooding. The city has 50 flooded buildings. That includes businesses, apartment complexes, and even city buildings. City leaders say they won't be able to fully assess damage until the water recedes. That might not happen until next week. Mayor Nick Shelton says the city did not use many sandbags because they could have made things worse.
Due to the magnitude of this flood, sandbags would have been unable to stop the flow and could have created dangerous water levels at nearby properties and farther into the downtown.
Niles did not declare a state of emergency. The city administrator said they may need to for the cleanup, though. The city closed its Red Cross shelter also because nobody had used that.
Several first responders and the Coast Guard helped move people out of Sodus and Royalton townships in Berrien County. The Sheriff's Department says this is being done in an overabundance of caution. The American Red Cross is helping those forced out of their homes. There is also a shelter set up at the Berrien Springs Middle School. New at 10, the United Way of Southwest Michigan set up a disaster relief fund for families affected by flooding in Berrien and Cass County. All of the money raised will go directly to disaster relief assistance. You can find a link to donate on our website, WSBT.com. Just click News Links. Goshen's mayor says about 150 homes and businesses have been impacted by flooding there. Grace Community Church is housing victims. Until now, there were 2 smaller shelters at churches in Goshen and Elkhart. Leaders wanted a centralized shelter at a larger church. This new location can handle 200 people. It could be open for the next week or more.
We have hundreds of people that are eager to serve. Like, we're waiting for these opportunities, and we're glad God gave us this opportunity.
We're going to be able to allow people to be much more comfortable. Again, the American Red Cross is running that shelter, and the Salvation Army will be taking care of all of the feeding.
Goshen's mayor says the city is in contact with state and federal agencies to seek money for cleanup and repairs. Flyers will be posted so people can get damage estimates to the city.
And here are the phone numbers to call to report flood damage if you live in St. Joseph and Elkhart counties. You can also find those numbers on our website, WSBT.com. Click on the story called Your Thursday Flooding Update. And as our rain and flood threat continue, you can get the latest conditions anytime from our WSBT 22 First Alert weather app. Easy for me to say. It's a free download from the Apple App Store and Google Play.
All right, we have a lot more news for you tonight at 10, including a new twist in the debate over gun control.
President Trump doubles down on the idea of arming teachers in some American schools. I'm Kevin Cork at the White House, and I've got all the details coming up.
But first, it sounds like science fiction, right? We'll take you to a company using cryogenics to promise eternal life when WSBT 22 News on Fox continues.